Hello students, today we shall discuss about chapter 4, pressure in fluids and atmospheric pressure. Now first is thrust and pressure. What is thrust? You know what is force? Force can be applied on any surface in any direction. Say this is a surface and here force can be applied in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, along this direction, along this direction. So from any direction here force can be applied. But the major difference between the force and the thrust is also a force, but the difference is the thrust is the perpendicular component of force, the force which is acting in perpendicular along perpendicular direction of the surface. That is here these all are the force, but this is the thrust, because this force here, this component of force, this is acting along perpendicular direction to the surface or along normal direction to the surface. So what is thrust? Thrust is the force which is applied on a surface along the direction which is perpendicular to the surface. So force thrust is here applied in this direction, and this direction is perpendicular, that is this angle is here 90 degree with the surface. So here the force is called thrust. So when a body is any object is placed over any surface, then the weight of the object we know is acting along this direction, downward direction, and this direction is perpendicular to the surface. So the weight of any body, that is thrust. And thrust is vector quantity, because we know force is vector because it has a particular direction. To define thrust we have to always give a particular direction, so thrust is vector. Now what is unit of thrust? Unit of thrust is as the unit of force, that is in SI the unit is Newton, in CGS system the unit is Dyne, and gravitational unit in MKS system the unit is kgf, you know this, and in CGS unit the unit is gf. Now what is the relation between Newton and Dyne? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now if we take SI unit, so force is in Newton, 1 Newton is equal to mass is 1 kg into acceleration unit is meter per second square in SI. So 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. Now 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter per second square. So 1000 gram into 100 centimeter per second square, that is equal to 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 gram centimeter per second square. That means Dyne. So the relation between Newton and Dyne is 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 Dyne. This is very important. Similarly, 1 kgf is equal to 9.8 Newton, that is the acceleration due to gravity g Newton. 1 gf is equal to 980 Dyne. This is the relation between kgf and Newton, gf and Dyne, and 1 kgf is equal to 1000 gf. This is the relation between kgf and gf. Now what is pressure? We know about thrust. Now we will know about effect of thrust. Thrust may be same, but the effect of thrust may be different. Say we are standing on a loose sand, then you will observe your feet will sink into the sand. But if you lie on the sand, then your body will not sink into the sand. Why? Because in the first case, when you are standing, then there will be effect of thrust is higher. You are giving a force, that is the weight. This weight is applied to the ground or on the sand in downward direction. When you are lying on the ground, then also your weight is applying in downward direction. In both the case, you are standing and you are lying. In both the case, the thrust is same. Thrust is given by F. In both the case, the thrust is same, but the effect of thrust is different. Here, during standing, our feet will sink. That means the effect of thrust is higher, and during lying, our body will not sink. That means effect of thrust is here less. That is, effect of thrust depends on area. This effect of thrust, that is called pressure. This effect of thrust, that is called pressure. So there may be the same thrust, but the effect of thrust will be different. So thrust applied on per unit area, that is called pressure. Pressure, that is equal to then thrust, that is F by area A. So P is equal to F by A. This is the important formula of pressure. And pressure is scalar quantity because force is vector and area is vector. You know vector by vector. So pressure is scalar quantity. Now, what is the unit of pressure? In SI unit, the unit is Pascal. 1 Pascal is equal to force. Unit of force is, we know, 1 Newton, and unit of area is meter square. So 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. In MKS system, unit of pressure is 1 kgf per meter square. kgf is the unit of force and this is the unit of area. In CGS, this is 1 gf per centimeter square, and in CGS unit pressure is 1 dyne per centimeter square, that is dyne per centimeter square. Then what will be the relation between 1 Pascal and dyne per centimeter square? So 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square, that is in numerator 1 Newton, denominator 1 meter square. We know 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. 1 meter square is equal to 10 to the power 4 centimeter square, as 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So 10s cancel out, we get 10 dyne per centimeter square. That means 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 10 dyne per centimeter square. Another important relation between Pascal and dyne per centimeter square. Now another unit of pressure that is used is bar. 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. This is the relation between bar and Newton per meter square. Now 1 millibar is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 bar. 1 milli of any quantity, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 of that quantity, that is equal to 10 square Newton per meter square. So 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, as 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal. Now another unit of pressure that is used, that is the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure, that is given by ATM, 1 atmosphere. 1 atmosphere is equal to 76 centimeter mercury. That is given by the weight of the mercury column in barometer at sea level. That is, in barometer the weight of the mercury column, which height is 76 centimeter, that is given by 76 centimeter mercury or 760 millimeter mercury or 0.76 meter mercury. Now 1 atmosphere is equal to, so pressure exerted by 76 centimeter height of mercury column. We know pressure is equal to force per unit area F by A. F here is the weight of mercury column, weight of that mercury column, and this weight is given by mass into acceleration due to gravity divided by area. Now we know mass is equal to volume into density, so we replace the mass here by volume into density into G divided by A. Now volume can be replaced by, say, if this cube is taken and this is the area of the cube, the shaded area, that is the area, and this is the height of the cube. So area into height we get volume. So volume can be replaced by area into height. So this is area of the mercury column, this is H, height of the mercury column, D is the density of mercury, G divided by A cancel out, so we get H dg. So the pressure exerted by the mercury column is equal to H dg, height of mercury column, D density, and G is the 989 per centimeter square. Now we put the values. Here H is equal to 76 centimeter. Mercury density of mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube, and value of G is 980 centimeter per second square. Now if we solve this multiplication, the product will be 1.013 into 10 to the power 6. Now notice the unit, here centimeter, here gram, centimeter divided by, in denominator there is centimeter cube and second square, then we get gram per centimeter per second square. Now we multiply the numerator by centimeter as well as the denominator by centimeter, then we get gram centimeter per second square. In denominator also there will be centimeter square. Now gram centimeter per second square, that is equal to, 1 dyne. So we replace gram centimeter per second square by dyne, so that is equal to dyne per centimeter square. So 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 into 10 to the power 6 dyne per centimeter square. Now 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 10 dyne per centimeter square, as we have proved it already. So 1 dyne per centimeter square is equal to 1 by 10 Newton per meter square. So here we put the value of this, then this will be 1.093 into 10 to the power 6 by 10, that is 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square, that is 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So 1 atmosphere, that is almost is equal to 1.013, we can write it almost is equal to 1 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So 1 atmosphere is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, and we know 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal also. So 1 atmosphere almost is equal to 1 bar almost is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal. This is the relation. Another unit of pressure is 1 torr. 1 torr is equal to 1 millimeter mercury pressure, that is 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 torr, as 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 millimeter mercury. 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 millimeter mercury. So 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 torr. Now factors affecting pressure. We know pressure is equal to force by area. So the first case is, if force is constant, then pressure is inversely proportional to the area. If we increase the area, pressure will decrease. If we decrease the area, pressure will increase. If the area, say, is doubled, now the new area becomes 2A, and then what will be the new pressure? P1. P1 is equal to F by, we put 2A instead of A, then this is equal to P by 2, that is the new pressure will be half of the old pressure. So if area is doubled, pressure will be halved. And this can be proved. Say here we take one brick and the dimension of the brick is 20 centimeter 10 into 5 centimeter, that is the length, width and height of the brick, and the thrust applied by the brick is 4 GF. Now pressure, if the brick is placed on the ground such that the longest distance will be perpendicular to the ground. This is the longest distance and this longest distance is perpendicular to ground, then the thrust applied by the pressure applied by the brick will be thrust, that is 4 GF divided by area. Here area will be this shaded area of this shaded portion, this is the 5 and this is the 10. So 10 into 5, that is 50. 4 by 50 is equal to 0.08 GF per centimeter square. Now if the brick is placed in some different position, that is with the shortest height perpendicular to the ground, then pressure exerted force thrust will remain same, but here the area will be, this is the area of the shaded portion, that is this is 20 and this is 10. So 20 into 10, that is by 200, then we get 0.02. So the area in the second case becomes 4 times of the area in the first case. First time here area is 50, here area is 200, so area becomes 4 times. Then pressure you can observe becomes 0.08, 0.02 becomes 0.02, that is pressure becomes 1/4 of the initial pressure, that is when area becomes 4 times, then pressure becomes 1/4. So pressure is inversely proportional to area. Now the second case is pressure is proportional to thrust. If area remains constant, now if we increase the thrust, then pressure will also increase. Say if the thrust becomes double, then pressure will also double. For example, here on this brick, another brick is loaded and then the total thrust becomes 4 plus 4, that is 8 GF, but area remains here same. So 8 by 200 we get 0.04 and initially the pressure was 0.02. So area becomes, thrust becomes doubled, then pressure becomes also doubled. Now way of increasing pressure for the cutting tools, the edges or ends are made very sharp. Why? Because as the edges or ends made very sharp, that is the area is very small, and we know as area decreases then pressure also increases. So for cutting tools, by applying very small amount of thrust, we are giving very large amount of pressure, and this will help in cutting process. So the edges are made sharp for cutting tools. Number 2 is way of decreasing pressure, that is foundation of buildings are made wider than its wall. Why? Because foundation of buildings are wider, that is the contact area with the ground of building is higher. As a result, the thrust exerted by the building on the ground will be less. Pressure exerted by the building to the ground is less, that gives the extra stability to the building. Okay, thank you.